Good evening. Welcome to the show. You're watching Seeing the Unseen with Christopher LaPrath, and my name's Kenan, his son and the producer of the show. Tonight, it's a really interesting title: Breakdown and then Breakthrough, which we'll talk about. I have a quick thought on that before I turn it over to Christopher. But first things first, just a quick piece of housekeeping for anyone who's out there for the very first time joining us. The first time, there's no charge, but going forward after that, readings are just $10 per time, or you can pay $100 and cover the entire month, which is 3 nights a week at 6 o'clock. So that's Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Arizona time. So that being said, back to tonight's title. Oftentimes when big emotions come out, they can cause these breakdowns, right? And it's certainly not always socially acceptable to have those in public. But when we do appropriately create space for ourselves to have those moments, it is very important to let them out fully. Like those emotions, things come up to come out. And I heard the analogy sometimes after a big cry like that can sometimes last for hours. It's like feeling 20 pounds lighter. It's literally like losing this physical weight that we can sometimes carry for years. And one of the best things I heard from this weekend's training is to, rather than run from some of these tougher feelings, stay with it and see what's there. Stay curious with things, my friends, and enjoy the show tonight. Thanks so much for listening to me. And, oh, by the way, before I forget, I wanted to add in to my little spiel earlier. To pay, how to do that is through Venmo and PayPal right now. It's Christopher LaPrath. So Venmo asks for the last 4 digits of the phone number. That'll be 5755, and I'll put that in the chat again as well. Also, so thanks so much again for listening to me, and enjoy the show. Here's Christopher.
Great blessings to everybody tonight. I light the incense to give you the energy behind it, to clear away anything that doesn't really serve you anymore, to your best and highest. And this is to help you, this incense tonight is to help you to be in greater alignment with your highest good. So you go through life many times thinking you're doing the highest good. I spent many years as a missionary knocking on people's doors, preaching in front of hundreds, even tens of thousands of people, expounding a certain way of life. But it was really incongruent at that time with really who I was, but I didn't know what was incongruent. But that whole structure of that religion that I had devoted my life to, I had to be willing to completely let it go. Let it go of all the belief systems. Let go of all the people that were part of that. Because if you left the church, no one would ever talk to you again. And I was willing to do that because it's break down, then break through. And so when that structure began to crumble for me, and I began to wake up and realize it was very, very difficult. It was very hard. And I didn't know what laid beyond that because psychologically, deep down, I had tied up not only my belief system, but my eternal life with this religion. And I had to risk that fear of being damned forever and let go of that and go, wait a minute, that was just a construct. it wasn't real. And I had to break down, like literally Kenan was talking about, days and days of tears and fear and panic. And finally I went, okay, I'm done. Then it was the breakthrough. And so that's many times the message that comes through in these readings, or when you do a full reading for an hour to an hour and a half, it becomes apparent to you. And it's not just the cards, it's not just the reading, it's the energy behind the cards. It's why I light the incense, to be able to move the energy that's around you that's no longer serving you, to your best and highest. That's the whole purpose of this show. So, thank you so much for being here. Let's do the group card. This is the Sword of Light. So I'd like to give you all a little bit of homework after the show, maybe tomorrow. Do some research on the Archangel Michael. He is God's #1 angel. Now, I'm not religious. I'm spiritual, but I'm not proposing any certain belief system. But if you do a little research on even the history of the Archangel Michael, you find out the name means he who is like God. He who is like God. And this card represents cutting through so you can break through. So, cutting through so you can break through. It's to guide. This card is about Archangel Michael, who guides and protects those light workers, and to move beyond blockages that really aren't serving you. So if you're having like an emotional upheaval or a quandary, that is a blockage. And you can call upon Michael to take this sword and cut through it. So you're no longer activated by something that has been attached to you. So that's the theme of tonight, and for all of you to really let go of what no longer serves you. Because really, and I've told this story in my book, that when my mother passed away, I was holding her hand, and she was letting go. She was letting go of her family, her friends, her money, her clothes, her house, her pets. She was just simply letting go. And so the more that we can really let go, the more then spiritual blessings and aha moments, right? These breakthroughs come to us because we have more room for them. That's what Michael is about. And so this is about blessing you with severing connections of limiting fear, severing the connections of limitations, and detaching from unnecessary dramas. You probably don't spend a lot of time watching soap operas anymore. I know I don't. I don't really even have the time. But people get caught up in that. People around you can get caught up in that and want to pull you into their story. This is Michael. You call him Michael, go, hey, Michael, need your sword here. Come on, chop, chop. Let's go. And to know that from this show forward, that his energy is with you to help you break through. Okay, who's on first?
First is Marilyn Pitts.
Marilyn Pitts. Here we go, Marilyn. The Divine Feminine. A while back, a couple of months ago, you all might remember, Marilyn had a guide come through, and it was a nurse that she was showing herself to me. She had the old, I want to call it, it was an old nursing uniform that had the cape. And so Marilyn texted me quite extensively after the show on the next day, sending me actual pictures that when she started her nursing program many years ago, this nurse was her mentor, and she always wore the old uniform with the cape. Always, always, always. And so Marilyn, so this card is the cosmic womb. And having been a hospice nurse for many years, your focus was on the transition of death and helping people, escorting them over. This is a message from this nurse to start looking at the other side. This is your communication with spirit increasing and improving. This is the breakthrough. Now, I pull a card for each one of you, and I've said this many, many times. I pull a group card, but then when I pull a card for you, it also pertains many times to everyone on the show. So I mentioned yesterday in the show about 7 times 10 to the 27th power of atoms. That's our bodies are comprised of these atoms. It's 10 to the 27th power. There's so many atoms. It's billions upon billions upon billions of atoms. It's 27 followed by, or it's, 27 followed by 27 zeros. That's how many atoms make us up. But then these atoms are at least 10 to 14 billion years old. We have at our capability to tune in to this vast array of knowledge. But it's getting all of the viruses off of your computer, Marilyn, and you've done really, really well with this. And you're doing better, and you're getting even better at clearing all the viruses off so that when you do use the internet, when you have a question, you can actually see through to the other side, leaving behind old belief systems, all the viruses, right? Breaking down the viruses, getting them off your computer, okay? Because the internet, the universe is like the internet. All the answers are there. All the atoms are within you. It's just typing in the best questions. And you'll be downloaded no matter how bizarre it sounds. I have given, and I know every one of you that I've given a reading to, a full reading, sometimes they are as bizarre as bizarre as bizarre. They make no sense whatsoever. So be free of questioning that, Marilyn. And any of you that are beginning to have these breakthroughs, these aha moments, you get this gut feeling, trust it. And it may make no sense. You can't find your car keys. Okay, there's a reason you're not supposed to leave just then. Slow down, Marilyn. This nurse is talking about reading the chart. Now, I'm not a nurse. I don't know anything. I'm not a medical person. but she's talking about these charts that are put in front of you and to read the whole thing. This is in correlation to any situation that comes up. You'll know what to do and when to do it. Okay.
Diane's next.
Okay, Diane, here we go. The card is called Deep Quiet, and I kind of feel like you can see the card, so I know you know what it says. It's deep quiet, it's meditation and stillness. So I watched this. So they're showing me this. Sometimes your phone pops up these odd videos, and there was this woman out watering her garden, and she was having rocks thrown at her. Not rocks; they were, I don't know, it was pieces of wood or something. They were being thrown at her, and she could not see. She could not figure out where they were coming from. And it turns out it was her son dressed up like a bush that was behind the other bushes and throwing stuff at her when she's out watering her garden. And they're showing me this where your focus can be on the rocks or the balls or whatever's being thrown at you energetically and not at the source, because you're so busy trying to dodge the balls. This deep meditation, this quiet is needed in order to look at, wait a minute, what's the source of this? And then not just moving out of the range of what's being thrown at you, but moving out of the range of the person throwing it. And being free of the need to fix them. Because at that moment, that's what they're doing, is they're just throwing words, they're throwing energy, they're throwing whatever it is. It's just moving, just going to the store and not being in the yard. It's simply not being there. But this is quieting the mind. Quiet the mind. I would go so far as stop using the mind. Start using the gut. Okay, who's next? Hey, John. Good to have you, John boy. I'm still laughing at the bell. That was a kick in the pants. So I know, Giles, you're watching, and I shared this with everyone last night. But again, John bought a Harley, and I was talking about something about the bells the other night. Maybe it was a week ago, Wednesday, and I had no idea that Harley Davidsons have what they call gremlin bells. And so Giles called me and says, I was laughing. Giles says, I was laughing because I knew you knew that you didn't know what it meant. But I just wanted to call and tell you that the bells on the Harley are a blessing or a protection for the Harley driver and the machine, because they have these gremlin bells that are given to the rider to put on their bike, and it's supposed to scare any gremlin away. But I didn't know that. So I called John, and John's like laughing. He's like, yeah, I have 2 of them on there that were on there already, but my brother's giving me another one. So John knew all about it. But it was interesting because John's mother, I didn't. So sometimes I don't say everything in the reading. Okay. When I see a card, I'm not. I don't. I kind of know what to hold back. So I called John later and I said, John, and some of you may remember this reading when I was reading for John and his mother came through and about protecting him, but she was actually really ticked off. Like, oh, now I have to protect you. Like, it was kind of like, well, I have better things to do. So that's where she was talking about the bells. But I called John later and he says, oh yeah, he goes, my mom and dad hated motorcycles. And so and I didn't mention that on the show, but that was her attitude. She's like, she wasn't really pleased. But anyway, I want to show that here. Here you go, John. So when you envision a partner, whether it's a business partner, life partner, you have certain things laid out that you know you're really good at, and then you allow what they are good at, your partner, you allow what they're good at to do what they're good at without interference. And that's what makes a long relationship. I was watching this interview with Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. They've been married, I don't know, 1,000 years or something. But you get through, it was just a wonderful interview because basically it just boiled down that they love each other. This is the universe expressing its love for you. It's the universe expressing its love for us. We are an integral part of the universe. We are 10 to the 27th power of atoms part of the universe. And so, universe, what would you like for me now? It's your turn to cook this meal. What would you like to cook? I'm open for anything. And be in allowance. If you expect the dinner to be ready at 5 and it's not ready till 7, are you mad? No, because you know the 7 o'clock, the extra 2 hours is going to make an amazing meal. Can you give more to the universe and allow it to do what it's good at without you taking it on yourself? Without you having to do everything or prove anything to anyone, especially yourself. Anyway, so I'll call you later. Okay, who do we have next?
Giles.
Hey, Giles. Yeah, thanks for that phone call the other day. I thought it was really good. I really appreciate you calling because it was really helpful. Okay. New beginnings, Giles. This is called the Moon Maiden. So we've got a couple of we've got a couple of weeks again till the full moon, right? Or is it the new moon? Where are we at?
It's a couple of weeks. Yeah, a couple and a half weeks till the new moon. Or till full moon.
We've got a couple of weeks till the full moon, Giles. Um, D is saying it's important to hear me. So anywhere your breakthrough, Giles, is anywhere where you believe that she is gone or she's somewhere else and you have to go somewhere else to join her. Are you willing to break down that belief system? Because it's preventing you from hearing her now. It's like your brain's like Scarlett O'Hara. And she's like running through the fog going, rat, rat, rat. And it really, I hope I'm not ruining the end of Gone with the Wind for anyone. If you haven't seen it, it's like 80 years old, so she's running through the fog looking for this partner, rat, rat. And then she stops and goes, well, what is it that I really want? So this is you pulling away from this desire to join D and hear her now. She's right there. Open up to listening to her. Now, you may not literally hear her voice, but you can. It's like getting messages in your head or messages in your gut, and you just know, and you can talk to her. But she's saying to me, "You're not hearing me." And this is within the next 2 weeks. I don't know what is. Oh, what is today? The 11th.
11th, yeah. The full moon's on the 26th, just so you know.
So the full moon's on the 26th. It's Christmas. Okay, it's Christmas. She wants you to go all out for Christmas. I don't know why Christmas was important to her, but there's something with Christmas with her. And she's talking about this breakthrough around Christmas time for you where you're actually she wants to install a spiritual hearing aid for you, Giles. And she wants you to turn up the volume. Oh my God, she's hilarious. Okay, we'll keep in touch. I'd be curious to see what's going to happen in 2 weeks. Okay, here we go. Who's next?
Austin and Lindsay.
Austin and Lindsay. Okay, Austin. Oh, thank you for your donation, Lindsay. I really appreciate you so much. Oh my gosh. So, Lindsay, I don't know if you have a notepad. Austin, if you're listening, write this down for Lindsay or text it to her. I easily and comfortably discover solutions. I easily and comfortably discover solutions. I am always and forever free of focusing on obstacles. Okay, anywhere, I'm talking to everybody on the show, where Diane, anywhere where you believe God has given you obstacles to overcome to make you stronger, are you willing to let go of that belief system? And anywhere where you have and are creating energetic obstacles, or blockages, or old ways of thinking, okay, it's moving. I can feel it moving. Letting those go, and I only see solutions. I easily and comfortably create solutions. Because this is the Michael energy, Lindsay. This is the Archangel Michael energy. He who is like God. Lindsay, who is like God. John, who is like God. Abby, Marilyn, who is like God. This is the Michael energy. And this is the sword. This is taking that sword and cutting through those blockages and those old ways of thinking, the dramas and the fears. So you have these fears come up. Think of it like a chicken. Think of it like a raw chicken you buy at the store. And you can't eat it. You're not going to eat it raw. But then you go, oh my God, how am I going to cook this? I can fry it. I can boil it. I can saute it. I can bake it. You Google recipes for chicken. So when you have these fears come up, you go, oh, I'm not going to be chicken anymore. There's ways to cook this. When fears come up, it's an opportunity to feed in a positive way, or to change that raw chicken, that raw fear, into something that's actually usable. Great job, Lindsay. Man, I can feel this moving big time. So great. Okay, we have Austin.
Yeah, I thought, yeah.
Austin, I read this. It's called Eyes of the Eagle. And I read it on Rising Above the Prey. I was like, no, it says Rising Above the Fray. Anywhere where religious dogma has bit your leg and still has your pant leg. Are you willing to let go of that now? Or anywhere where societal dogma, where a man has to be a certain way or a man has to do a certain thing, this is letting go of that dogma. And rising yourself above the fray is getting out of the confusion part. And so you're going to be taking a closer look at things and not just doing a surface judgment on people, places, or things. You're going to be looking closer at opportunities. So like Lindsay was talking about, we were talking about looking at solutions. I'll go back to Lindsay for a minute. This is about looking at opportunities rather than obstacles. They both begin with O. So you can look at the big O as opportunity or obstacle. This is you women are from Mars. No. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. That book talks about it's like that book must be 40 years old. But that book talks about sometimes women, and this is not just women, guys, sometimes they need to talk because they process things differently. They actually need to hear their words and they can come up with a solution. Whereas guys are like, let me fix it. Let me fix it. This is you moving out of the need to fix or be heard in order to justify who you are. This is about being, not about doing or fixing. You're moving that energy out of the way. This is about you absolutely coming more into your being. And look up medicine. Look up the animal totem eagle. Okay, now who now? Who now?
Awesome. It's a new person, Chris and Moon. Well, they were on last night, but
Okay, Chris and Moon, it was nice to have you.
they had a specific question about a relationship, if they should get back together with someone or not.
Okay, so you had a particular question, thank you, about a relationship. You're definitely better on 2 feet than you are on 1 foot.
Oh, she's got more details there.
So this is the balancing act. This is going to depend upon you on how many nights a week you want to attend the circus and watch the tightrope walker or watch the trapeze artist. In fear of it's too much drama. Chris Moon will be very blunt with you. But if you like that thing, there's no judgment on that at all. And then what is it you like about this person? Because it's a constant it keeps you constantly trying to rebalance, constantly throwing you off, constantly in fear that he's going to fall, or it's going to fall apart, or it's not going to work out. So, this is, so I'm going to pull a couple cards for you because this is great, a great message for all of us. This is the surrender card. Speaking words of wisdom, let it be, right? This is, in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be what it is from day to day. Decide what it is you want. People don't, there's people that are addicted to drugs. There's people that are addicted to alcohol. There's people that are addicted to drama. And it's deciding what it is that you want. So, this is surrender. Let go. Let go. Okay, Jared. Don't tell people where your hoard is. This is the Dragon's Lair. This is the hoard. I know you get excited about potential and possibility and what's coming. Contain it. You can call me, talk to me about it, talk to Kat about it, but don't share with people in your office, your doctor's office. Don't. Don't make promises to them. Don't let them know necessarily what's going on, because it disperses your energy. This is bringing your energy back. So I'm going to go back to John's card, partner with the universe. When you and Kat have a family situation, or you have something that you and she are talking about, you don't go broadcast it to the other family members or the neighbors or whatever. You keep it solid. This is very important about not spreading your progress to other people. Yeah. Okay. All right, Kat. Highly recommend Kat watching the movie Frozen again. It's one of my favorite movies. It's about letting go, right? And that song, Let It Go, Let It Go. This is the breakdown before the breakthrough. This is the focus, the fool's embrace. It's the transmuting pain. So you might want to look up the word. Can you look up the word transmutation or transmute? for me real quick? Anyway, there's Kennan's going to look up this word transmute because it's different than transforming. And anywhere where you've believed or been taught that a good person, a godly person, has to experience pain, where anywhere where you believe you have to be nailed to a cross, are you willing to let go of that, break down that, and let that go? That when there's a lot of horse crap, there's a pony somewhere buried under the horse crap. This is completely transmuting. What's that?
It's a change in form, nature, or substance is to transmute.
Change in form or substance. So this is completely changing where you don't even. So one time there was a woman. This is years and years ago, and we were at a seminar with one of my teachers, and she had flown down from Canada to attend this seminar. Her name was Sheila. And the teacher says, remember, Sheila, when we worked on you years ago, you had scheduled a gallbladder surgery in 4 days. And so we did some energy work with you. And we had just simply asked you to postpone the surgery for 3 or 4 more days. And you postponed the surgery. We worked with you, and you never did need the surgery because your gallbladder was fine. And the Sheila goes, no, that never happened. And the teacher's like, she's in front of the class going, wait a minute, I'll be right back. She goes and she gets her notes. She pulls up Sheila's file from 5 years before and has the dates, has the discussion, and Sheila's like, oh my God. She goes, I completely forgot about that. That's transmuting pain. That's actually even forgetting about it. Like it didn't even exist or actually even happen in Sheila's mind. So this is that transmuting of pain. It's happening right now for you. So like Lindsay, this is looking at the solution, not the obstacle. Okay.
Abby and Marilyn are next.
Okay, my dear Abby and Marilyn. Wow. So, my dear Marilyn, this is called radical acceptance. It's the beloved. This is your dad coming through very strongly. When people don't radically accept someone for who they actually are. And I know I'm preaching to the choir here, Marilyn. Everyone, I know you all know that Marilyn is an amazing Unity minister. But this is your dad coming through. He's talking about this judgment. So he used the tools that he had, the only tools that he knew, which was about judgment, because those were the tools that he'd used on himself. He didn't know it then, but he was extremely judgmental on himself. And so, excuse me, he was judgmental on you and on other people around him. What is true in the microcosm is true in the macrocosm. At that time in his life on earth, his microcosm was all about judgment. It's like he's wanting to explain that. And to radically then, on all levels, accept yourself. Because he was mistaken. It was like he was talking about he's showing me a pair of pliers, and he said it's like if I was a dentist and I had this pair of pliers, but it was the only tool that I had as a dentist. And I thought that I had to use, that was the only tool available. And I was way too harsh even on myself. And so it's like an apology for being harsh on any other people. This is his big, that was his big breakthrough, getting to the other side. Okay, Abby, here we go. Let him sleep. It's okay. Let him sleep. They're either going to get it this lifetime or they're going to get it next lifetime. You either get it now or you don't. You get it later. No judgment. If you want to go to town, you let the other person know I'm leaving at 8 o'clock. If they're not up and ready, let them sleep. Okay, Abby? This is called spiritual narcolepsy. And it is about people going aloof or going poor me. And anywhere where those people in the past have pulled your energy out from their behavior of being poor me or being aloof or sleeping or not wanting to move forward, okay. Trust the partnership of the universe. Trust the divine timing. Trust the universal timing. Pull that in. Pull that in. You're doing fantastic. But bring your energy back in from anyone or anything that is using these tactics of not wanting to wake up. Some people don't want to get it. Okay. There are people that do want to get it. This is the universe putting more people in your path, Abby, that get it. And the more you're getting it, you don't even have to say anything. You could just stand there and they will start processing. They're like, whoa. And then they'll come back for another wreath in another month going, but it's not about the wreath. Right? It's not about what it's your presence that is beginning to wake people up. Now, when they wake up, they may not be in the best mood. But it's not about you. It's about them. Okay. Who's next?
Teresa.
Teresa!
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Teresa and Mason?
No, it's just Teresa.
Just Teresa? Okay.
Okay.
All right. Wow. Wow. I just, you know what? I really love doing this.
Marilyn says her dad was a dentist too, by the way.
What?
Her dad was a dentist.
Your dad was a dentist?
Yeah.
Marilyn?
Yeah. She just put that up.
Okay, I got to recover here, people. Marilyn's dad was a dentist. Oh, that's too amazing. That's why he was showing me the pliers. It's like he had limited understanding. Wow. Okay, I love wow. Okay. Teresa, here we go. Bold step forward. I don't know if you're thinking about going to Cabo. But it's a vacay time. But it can mean a literal vacation, Teresa. But this is like this is taking a vacation from your mind. And you've made such amazing progress, Teresa. This is this bold step forward. Shoes are really important for you. Go spend money on kick-ass shoes, killer shoes. I don't know why this is important, but I was, a little known fact is people see other people's shoes first before they even see the person. And also, it's the ruby red slippers and clicking the heels together and discovering your power, that the power you've had all along, and discovering new powers about moving you forward. And this movement forward moves you into a new place. So you're going through this transition right now. Shoes will help. Buying something that really feels good, that you really love. Go treat yourself. That kind of gives you, that's like a mind vacation. Okay? And you're being downloaded. So when you're being downloaded, think of it as a recipe. And someone's texting you the recipe. And they text, okay, 1 cup of flour. Okay, and then the people that are sending you the text are getting interrupted, right? 1 cup of flour, and you're waiting around going, 1 cup of flour, well what else? What else? What else? Just trust they'll text you the rest of the recipe. It's Spirit. When Spirit downloads, sometimes they'll give you the 1 cup of flour, and you kind of go, okay, cool, 1 cup of flour, okay, and half a teaspoon of salt, right, 4 tablespoons of baking soda, whatever. It's coming. Just be patient, right? Don't get upset that you only have 1 cup of flour part of it, okay? So that's what download feels like. It's like you get pieces of it, and it can be a little. So when you kind of get into a confused state, that's where you sit back and just kind of wait for the rest of the texts. It can feel like that. It can be really. Because your left brain wants to make sense of it. And so it takes a minute, because sometimes your phone is not a 5G. Sometimes people's phones are a 2G or a 1G. And it takes time. So this is you leveling up to 5G, but then clearing out. So it can feel sometimes frustrating or confusing, but you're being downloaded. So just sit back, distract your mind, go to a movie, take up crochet, go for a walk, go buy some new shoes. It's downloading. It's coming. Because sitting on the phone going, come on, download, isn't going to do anything for you.
Mind vacation sounds like, she says.
Okay.
So Jeff Reynolds is next.
Jeff Reynolds. Hey, Jeff, you made it home. Great festival. I'm glad you had a great time in LA at the film festival. Yep, here we go. Me Talks. Me Talks, Jeff. This is repairing the body, mind, spirit. That's your focus right now. What a fantastic card. The 39 adds up to the 12, and the 1 and 2 add up to the 3, which is the pyramid, right? One of the strongest structures in geometry, in building. This is body, mind, and spirit. This is you coming fully into your full body, full mind, full spirit. You're on the right path. It's going to work out. But many times you have to step forward without seeing the path and knowing and trusting that it's there. So you're safe, you're safe, you're safe. Okay. And then we have
Sun and Moon. It's another new person.
Sun and Moon. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being patient.
They're asking if there's a high-quality love relationship going in 2024. She's a single, full-time mom for many years, and she's ready for a partner, she says.
Okay. Look at this card. You're going to love this. This is the card that fell out of the deck. So when I shuffle, I let your higher self, your source, pick the card. And So the answer is yes. This is Skybridge possibility for union. Stop looking for it. Allow it to come to you. Think of it like when you think of it like an animal. If you're staring at an animal, sometimes they won't come. But if you're looking away and you're very attractive, like you've got this treat. You are a treat. Like I get this very amazing, vibrant energy with you. You have a lot to offer. Keep honoring that. You have the treat in your hand, right? And I've told this story before. So when I was growing up, I had this horse. It was wild. We got it for a really... My dad didn't pay very much for it, I could tell, because the horse was wild. But I'd have to lay in the middle of the field with a bucket of oats on my chest and wait and wait and wait. And I wouldn't have to, and I couldn't look at it. Couldn't look at the horse. It would just come up, start eating the oats, and I'd start petting it, right? Because I had the treat. You are a treat. Are you willing to give yourself more credit for what a treat you are? And this Skybridge, this possibility for union, opens up for you. This is, though, the possibility is knowing what a catch you are. That's the possibility. You're a great, great catch. And look at your amazing abilities. Give yourself more kudos. That opens up more possibility for this union. Okay.
One more. Ashley Szykowski.
Oh, Ashley.
Yeah.
Hey, Ashley.
She's wanting career advice.
Career advice. This is, Ashley, this is the spirit of the river. And I think you're friends with Marilyn and Abby. I would have a really good talk with them. Because I'm getting that Marilyn has some really good advice. But what lights you up? If you're not fully invested in what lights you up, or you're worried about, well, so it's like Lindsay being told, well, yes, I'm an artist, but artists starve. No, that's a fallacy. That is the breakdown that is leaving, that needs to go. What is it that you're passionate about? And step into it. So this is the sun and moon. I'm going to go back to the sun and moon, where believe in yourself, know what a catch you are, know how creative you are, step into it, and stop denying it or putting yourself down. This is the breakthrough coming for you. This is the spirit of the river, movement toward adventure. What thrills you? Do that. This is it's a career change. Anywhere where you've believed that it's just okay to get by, are you willing to let go of that and step into abundance? So I'm going to give kind of the same advice to you as I did to Teresa. This is rest and renewal. Chill. It'll come to you. Just chill. The universe is your partner. I'm going to go back to John was at the beginning of the reading. The universe is your partner. Give it to your partner. Show me now what to do and how to do it. Show me now. Okay, got everybody? Okay, Love you all. We're going to do this again Wednesday night. Give me some feedback if you want. You can text me, call me. Thank you for the Venmo. Thank you for the PayPal. Thank you for the Zelle. Love you all very much. It helps keep the show going. Talk to you soon. See you. Bye-bye.